So, all right, man. I think that we're at a time where flocking here in LA is gonna come to an end because of the camera situations we talked about before. We have talked about the surveillance of Los Angeles, and I saw this current case where these guys flocked a house or tried to flock a house, but there were cameras inside it. So it alerted the owner. So the owner just called his neighbor. Hey, there's some people in my house robbing me right now. The neighbor came out and startled the dudes, and they ran out and left. But before they ran, they had bear spray. At least this is one smart thing I got to say about these two dudes. They're not coming with guns. Mm-hmm. So there's not going to be any sort of gun charges, but they got that bear spray, which will pretty much drop you. When if it drop a bear, it's going to drop anybody.
Right.
So they bear sprayed the neighbor while he was videotaping them escaping the house.
I wonder if they took that phone.
What do you mean? Took his phone?
You saying the neighbor was videotaping, or are you talking about the cameras was rolling?
No, they didn't take his phone because he saved the footage and gave it to the owner. And let me see. I have a clip here of this story.
Good evening to you. I'm Susan Hirasuna. Developing tonight, a brazen home invasion caught on camera near Toluca Lake. Tonight, a neighbor who says he was attacked by the suspects after confronting them is sharing his story. Fox 11's Rachel Aragon is live with the details. And Rachel, it's just so frustrating for residents in the valley because this is just another incident.
Yeah, Valley residents here are fed up and frustrated for sure, Susan, after these repeated break-ins and burglaries. But one resident right here in Toluca Lake, we spoke to him. He's speaking out as well, sending a clear message to any criminals or suspects thinking of coming back uninvited.
I got a text at 12:04. And my neighbor, it just simply said, we're being robbed right now. I come across the street.
Steve Calabro says he jumped into action once his neighbors across the street told him they were observing a burglary in progress through the security cameras. In the video, you can see two suspects in dark clothing and what looks like in the entryway. And at one point, they slowly make their way up the staircase.
And the getaway car was right there. They were watching me.
Steve showed us exactly where he was standing when one of the suspects approached him. But he says before that happened,
they panicked once they knew I was there because they had radios, and the driver radioed them that somebody was outside. And that's when they panicked and they ran out.
Steve said he made sure to have his camera out to snap photos of the criminals and their suspected getaway car. But he says right before the suspects drove off,
the second guy pulled out a giant can of bear spray and came right up to me, ran towards me, and I started going towards him. And then he pulled the bear spray and sprayed me in the face. But I kept on taking pictures.
This is just the latest in a string of brazen break-ins and in some cases burglaries in the valley in recent weeks. Last week, a West Hills family whose truck was stolen by four suspects was caught on home surveillance video. A few days before that, a Woodland Hills home was broken into with kids inside.
Talk to your neighbors. Be aware of what's going on.
Steve says he hopes this serves as a reminder that residents need to help protect one another.
If we didn't speak to each other, my neighbor wouldn't have had my number. She couldn't have texted me, and we wouldn't have stopped this thing. So it's just, we're taking back our neighborhoods.
Okay, so
hold on. Getting sprayed by bear mace and continuing to take pictures is diabolical. Bro.
I know the footage is incredible because you see the guy pull out this huge can. And he has a mask on, but the eyes, you can see his whole eyes because he doesn't have the mask where it's individual eyes, like two circles for the eyes.
Okay.
He's got the mask where it's one big slit for the whole eyes.
Ski mask.
So you
like you literally skiing.
Yeah. Like, so he could be identified. If someone knows him, they can recognize him. I could see the unique features by seeing his face in that bigger hole.
Mm-hmm. If your eyes is chinky or not.
Yeah, so he's gonna get caught. That guy's getting caught. The one that bear maced him.
Yeah, that mask is for cold weather. That ain't for committing crimes.
No, that's a horrible mask to use if you're trying to conceal your identity.
Right. That's crazy. But he continued to take pictures after getting sprayed.
Yeah,
that man different, bro. Neighborhood Watch is standing on business.
Now, one thing that this story didn't say, but it showed it. He had it on video. The neighbor, they jumped into a white Kia. And that's important because of this next story. But if eventually all houses are going to have these cameras, right, Munchie? And like in the next decade, every house is going to have interior cameras. Every house is going to have alerts. Every house is going to let you know as soon as that door is open, if you're not home. And how hard is it going to be to flock a house in the future?
They go find a new method. No, for real. You know, things evolve and they find new ways.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be much more difficult with the surveillance and the cameras. All right, so I got another clip here. And also, there was a unique backpack that one of these two guys were wearing that was in the house.
Don't say it was designer.
It was unique. It just had a certain pattern.
Okay.
So another completely different situation out in the valley, a different day. Here we go.
Suspects who broke into a home late last night in Beverly Grove with the family inside. And now some victims believe this family wasn't the only one targeted by these suspects.
They may be tied to a string of incidents across the area. Angeli Cockedy has the latest on these traumatizing break-ins from Beverly Grove. Angeli.
Yeah, Sharon, Micah, it's not clear from police if any of these cases are connected, but still, as we share surveillance video on what the thieves were wearing and their getaway vehicle, more people are coming forward saying they too think they were targeted by the same crew. Frustration and desperation among neighbors after a spree of break-ins across Los Angeles over the weekend appear to be eerily similar. Last night, just before 11, police say two suspects wearing black hoodies attempted to get into a home on Oakwood Avenue in Beverly Grove, while the family, including children, were inside, prompting a chaotic scene as police searched for the men who were reportedly scared off by an alarm before getting away in a white Kia.
Extra steps, extra vigilance.
Neighbors say enough is enough.
The city is far too expensive to live in to have to tolerate this kind of crime.
As just days before, another hit over in Studio City. Surveillance video shows two men also in black hoodies creeping through the home while the residents were away. This Good Samaritan neighbor confronted the men, who then sprayed him with bear spray as he took photos of them fleeing, also in a white Kia.
You know, these people have kids. And you don't think about you think about the kids, you think about that. So it's not a thing about fear, it's a thing of these guys have to be stopped.
He says the license plate was sprayed out, but this woman says after seeing the Studio City break-in on KTLA, she's now convinced it's the same thieves who ransacked her home in La Cañada last week.
I was looking through the footage of my footage and then the footage that was posted online. It was the same outfits, same backpacks, and the same getaway car, which was a white Kia.
She says the suspects also used bear spray on their family dog, Chloe.
There's just burglaries almost daily at this point.
Guy Cohen runs a security company and says his advice:
an early detection system like this is critical because it scans for body heat and human motion, and then it turns on an outdoor alarm.
Now, Guy also...
Okay, so what's interesting is that one of these guys is wearing a unique white backpack. I can't tell if it's leather. I can't tell because of the footage is, you know, not that crispy. But it's a unique backpack. He's wearing the same backpack at 3 different flockings, and he's on camera 3 times. And they're using a Kia, a white Kia, on all 3 of these. These are the same dudes. There's no doubt these are the same guys.
Hey, man, I'm convinced because of the backpack, not even the Kia, though. You know what I mean? Kias, it's a lot of them out there, but damn, the white backpack is a cold giveaway.
Yeah, and then they use bear spray twice.
Right. But damn, that's home invasion when somebody at home. That's crazy. That carry life.
Yeah, so, man, these brothers need to retire. Maybe they could retire and never get caught, but if they continue, they're going down.
You need to go burn that backpack.
And one thing about it is we know that these guys are probably from one of these hoods that we all know very well.
Yeah, probably local.
Yeah, your guess would be as good as my guess, but
inner city.
They're not clever enough. They did not outwit the system, even though they're still out. They just left so much evidence, and then the guy's mask with the first dude that got bear sprayed. You can see it's basically his face. You can see his face inside that mask. So, you know.
Hey man, throw that backpack in the trash, burn it.
Yeah, and get rid of that white Kia.
Yeah, whoever car that is.
But man, this is another interesting question I have for you, Munchie. When I was growing up in the '80s, people used to come up with ideas to go do some dirt, go do some something shady, and they would the first step was always get a G ride. Mm-hmm. That was the first step, get a G ride. Maybe it's harder to steal cars because now they're so advanced. But people are doing these crimes in a car that's legit to somebody, their mother, their auntie, or maybe it's even theirs.
Yeah,
you know,
at the most, probably switch the plates.
And that's gonna get you caught, I think, more times than not, using a legit car. I'm not trying to give people advice on how to commit crimes, but there was a time where you never did any dirt in a legit car.
But see, it's a different generation. Most people my age bracket don't even know how to steal a car. You know what I mean? So they go get a rental or use a personal car and just switch the plates, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it, but I do believe the cars are harder to steal now. They're wired differently. The keys are different. The ignitions aren't.
Push to start and all that.
Yeah, and I heard that it's hard to start some. It's almost impossible to start some of these cars that are built in like 2010 and on, or 2015. You know, I have an Escalade that was a early 2000s model. Very easy ignition to break, and my Escalade got stolen twice. And I was surprised because, you know, this is a $60,000, $75,000 car with a $10 ignition, and mine was an early 2000 Escalade.
Hey, man, look, rest in peace.